Right, welcome back to the channel, guys, and it's that time again. We are at the London gaming market. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. You're helping us out massively, and I assure you it's really appreciated. So this gaming market 2024 in June, it wasn't that much different from previous ones. I'm starting to get to know all the sellers now and their locations. It doesn't seem to change, which is quite helpful really when you're walking around and you want to go to a particular stall, so that's very handy. Now I must say, I don't know whether or not it was the new queuing system and people buying slots for certain times, but this market was definitely a lot quieter than previous ones that I've been to. Now when I say that, it wasn't quiet per se, it was just you could actually get around and you could move around with ease, you know, whereas previous markets that I've been to, yeah, they have been absolutely chaotic to the point where, you know, you can't move in there. Right, so we head over to Retro Robbie's stall, or Retro Rob, and nice to see a good selection of Wii U stuff here. Now as you can see here, some sealed Nintendo Wii U stuff. I don't know if they're factory sealed or not, but there's definitely some big hitters in here if you're going for a full set of Wii U stuff. You don't tend to see that sort of stuff at the market normally, so it was really nice to see a good focus on the Nintendo Wii U. Now that's one thing you'll definitely be able to pick up at these kind of events is plushies. If you're going out for plushies, you'll definitely be able to pick something up here. Now I love that 8-bit Do controller. It's really nice. I've got too many controllers though, so I try to steer away from picking any up on the day. Now this stall's been there every time I've been, and they do sell some really nice gadgets like this Bluetooth adapter for your Saturn, some leads, and I really do like those Retrobit controllers. I've got a wireless one. However, I will say the prices on these items are quite high. I don't know if they are value for money, maybe they are, but yeah, it got to the point where I was just like, no, it doesn't strike me. I can get these same items online and be able to return them safely for the same price. Again, like I say, plushies galore. Shout out to this shop, Ninja Cards. They are based in my area that I live in, Romford, and yeah, nice to see them there. Now this store had some really good stuff, quite highly priced I will say, but that's what happens at these markets. They have to pay their fees. You also get the London tax, I believe, as well. It's in my mind that you have to pay extra when you're in London. You even pay extra for cardboard if you live in London. And I don't mean the Nintendo type of cardboard either. £50 on the Turtles handheld there, and also £50 on the big box games as well. Again, I love those kind of things. The Batman big box, I really do like that as well. But £50, it would only be getting used as a display piece, not for me on the day. Now this guy is always in the back room, in the corner. It always has a great selection of PS2 games. I've always end up buying something from him. Now, as you do when you're at these kind of events, you always haggle on price. I will say, every time, to his credit, this guy will not haggle for love nor money. There was a £4 game there that I offered 2 on. He told me no, that's CEX price. I was like, I know, that's why I offered it. But nevertheless, the prices weren't extortion, so I'm not complaining. He's still offering good value for money here on the games, and they're in really good condition. And that's the guy there on the left, bless him. Great stall, always got some good stuff. But like I say, I've learned now who I can haggle with and who I can't. Naughty Naughty, selling hacked consoles here. Now, one thing I saw throughout the day is PlayStation 1s were being sold really cheap. £20 I was seeing them go for. There was also a store as well, I don't think I got footage for it, that was selling Mega Drives, and they had tons of them, and Master Systems with the leads, one control pad for £25. Now these items were absolutely beautiful. I love these. There was a Final Fight one of those that I was considering picking up. They are metal, so they're really good quality as well. And for £20, I thought they was really good value for money. I personally couldn't decide on picking one up because I couldn't think of where I was going to put one of them. I think I'm going to have some buyer's regret on that decision because I really did like them. Now, I know a lot of you out there like your retro books and stuff like that. If you come to an event like this, there's always going to be 1 or 2 stalls dedicated to that kind of thing. So it's always nice to get those kind of items. Now, one thing I've noticed, particularly in the last 2 markets that I've visited here at this venue, is that there seems to be a bigger amount of what I would call bedroom sellers. You know, people that just got tables that don't have a dedicated shop per se, and that's pretty good in my opinion, because you know, you're essentially buying people's collections off them, and their tables are always really varied. Now this store has got some of the best handheld collections that I've ever seen, and they was in really good condition. Now I've been after that particular Mario Brothers in the top right hand corner, the blue one, for a while out of nostalgia, because I used to have it as a kid. A little bit too expensive for me here on the day. I turned down an offer at the last market for that at £40, and I've been regretting it ever since. Now I vaguely remember this Afterburner machine in your Argos and your Freeman's catalogues years and years ago. Really nice display piece, I must say. Now these were really cool Nintendo game bags. I would never use it, so I didn't pick one up, but I did and ah about it. They look really nice. And there you go, that is Retro Robbie there. Same guy that was selling those Wii U games, and he had a lot of heavy hitters for that system. Now this stall here, Retromania, I believe they're called. It's a Geordie guy. For me, I think he's actually one of the best stalls you can buy from at this market. I've seen him at the last two, and always willing to do a fair deal. Always got a great selection of games and consoles as well. I always purchase something off this guy. He's done me a really good deal on 4 games for £10 yesterday, and I also picked up a terribly cheesy game from him for £1. You can see my pickups at the end of the video, and I'll be doing a little bit more of an in-depth video on the pickups somewhere during the next week. Lots and lots of Nintendo cardboard available on the day, and as always, it's highly priced. You definitely do pay the Nintendo tax if you're into collecting. It's still some really good stuff on offer, and some of the deals weren't bad. I personally don't collect Nintendo cardboard, but that's really because I just don't have the room. If I went down that rabbit hole, I think I would be in big trouble. Now these two toys in particular, I had the first one. I think it's is it Attack Track? When I was a kid, absolutely loved them. Now this store was back again. I remember them from the previous market. Reasonable prices on their consoles, can't really complain. However, like I say, just over the road, well, or down the corridor, should I say, there was another one selling them really cheap, Master Systems and Mega Drive. So, you know, that was big competition for them. For me, that Gears of War 360 is one of the best looking consoles I've ever seen. If I needed a 360, I would have purchased that most definitely. And you know, I still am thinking about looking for that one. That Back to the Future item right there, that picture, absolutely love that. I think it's really good. I am denied about picking it up on the day, but I'll be honest, I came here with a little bit of a limited budget on the day. It's the end of the month, and I was probably more focused on picking up a few games than any particular obscure items. So over here at Rich King Retro's store, as always, Rich King has always got some solid items for sale. Now, who remembers that ZX Spectrum Plus 2 action pack? Now, every time I come to these markets, I always buy a drinks coaster. You can't go wrong with them. And like I said previously, I really do like the old big box Amiga and ST type games. Pit Fighter look really good there. It's in really good condition as well. Good price on the Addams Family there, £25. there was a lot more focus on the Master System this time round, which is always nice to see. Got a huge nostalgic vibe for the Master System. It was my first console. As I've said previously, I don't count my Atari that I got for Christmas because it broke the same day. Santa done me bad. So this guy here, or this stall rather, there was a couple of guys working here. They had some of the biggest heavy hitters you can get on the Wii U. Prices were very, very high, but nothing you wouldn't see online. So straight over now to Dalkway to Daltonus. Now, as always, you know where they are. If you come to these markets, they've always got the same area, and they normally have one of, if not the biggest, stall. I think their reputation goes without saying because their stall is constantly busy. People are always there. Now, look at the amount of stock that these guys bring to the table each and every time. So on the PS1, I was looking for a copy of Evil Dead Hail to the King. Now, if you saw it there and you was there on the day, let me know. I checked as best I could around the entire place and I didn't see a copy. Now, I was very tempted by that Army of Darkness print right there. Again, not too sure where I'd put it at home. I don't think my other half would appreciate Bruce Campbell anywhere in the house to that extent. Now, I do like collecting for the OG Xbox. Prices do seem to be a little bit cheaper for the OG Xbox than they are the PS2 variants of the same game. So whereas I've got both consoles, I do look for the OG Xbox games on occasion if they're the same, if there's no noticeable difference on the titles. Now, one thing I was a little bit surprised at, the 360, as always, tons of games for the 360 there. I didn't see a great deal of heavy hitters for the 360 on the day. Maybe it was just me, and I was expecting to see them because that seems to be the current trend. The 360 is the system that's currently gone up in price in terms of titles as of late, and yeah, it didn't really reflect at this particular market on the day. Now, if you're a loose cartridge collector, definitely this kind of place is for you. You can always get some really good deals on loose cartridges here. I know a lot of people that collect loose cartridges. And I can totally understand why they do so, because the price between that and, you know, boxed games is so significant. The difference is amazing. There's Mr. Ed Hunts there. Didn't really get to say hello to him as you can see right here, he was in deep negotiations for some Pokemon cards. However, I was quite interested in those Game Gears. The mini Game Gears, I don't think they're worth it at all, but something in me says I need to get one of them at some point. They look really cool, and I think they'd be a great display piece within my gaming area. Now, if you do attend these markets and you know the layout, you'll know where to find your Japanese games and stuff like that. This guy had a load of them. I was interested in Gradius 5 there on the PS2. At £70, I think I'm going to wait for that one to come back into stock at CEX, if it ever does. Now here you go, that's that guy I was talking about, Retromania. Definitely check him out. For me, one of the best sellers at the market. I had a great time talking to him, same as I did last time. And like I say, his prices were reasonable, and he seemed to be willing to negotiate on pretty much everything. If he couldn't, he would tell you outright. Right, shout out to the Retro Ghetto. Anything you can do, I can do 10 times worse. So yeah, £1. Now, I remember buying this game upon release. It's absolutely shocking, but it's so bad that it's good. I long sold it, and I wouldn't mind it back in the collection, but you know what? I'd only like to pay a couple of quid. It seems to be around about the £12–15 mark everywhere you go, and yeah, not for me. Never heard of this one, a Dark Watch, £35, quite expensive for an OG Xbox game. Let me know in the comments below if you think it's any good. You've got Panzer Dragoon here, £18, which seems to be the going rate. I'm not sure if I've already got that one, so I'll pass on the date. Now, how cool is that Robocop versus Terminator art piece there? Really, really like that. Always been very curious about the Wonder Swan. I wouldn't mind one of those just for display. This particular stall, the guy here focuses quite heavily on handheld stuff and the more obscure stuff as well. Always worth a good look on his stall. Now, if you want to really get old school, now look at that. An Atari Jaguar that's also got the CD attachment as well. Really good condition this, I must say. Some sealed Masters of the Universe figures that I've never seen before. Now, as you can see here, some pretty heavy hitters on various systems. And as I said earlier, this stall had some real big hitters on the Wii U. Now, I love silly little gadgets like those that you've just seen now. I always flick through this guy's stuff. I came away a couple of times from this stall in previous markets with some really random items. Mark Eco is getting up. I actually didn't notice that when I was filming. It's one of the games that was on my list to pick up on the day, so yeah, regret that. Now, this one, I need to pick this up at some point. Today wasn't the day though, didn't really have the budget. Right, here's a quick look at what I did pick up on the day. I will be going into it in more depth in another video that will be out later on this week. I didn't do too bad, I don't think. I only spent around about 60 quid, so I don't think I've done bad at all. One thing I'm going to say though outright, and it might upset a few people, there was a few sellers there that in all honesty, their prices were absolutely outrageous and they were taking liberties. There were some £2 games that people were selling for £15 and £16. I don't care how much of a good condition the game is, don't go down that road. That's why your stall wasn't busy on the day. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, please tune into the next one where I'll be talking about what I picked up and what I thought of the market in a lot more depth. Until then, thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next video.